and I think someone of your caliber could definitely help me out with this, with your skills, blah, 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 blah. They constantly talk, and they just never shut up. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and this episode of Monster is brought to you by MrFonrath. Welcome back to episode 10. Oh my god, it is the 1 and 0. In episode 9, we basically, as a little recap, we basically saw Tenma meet the girl and the seasoned soldier, as was the title of the episode. And it was a nice little small side story of Tenma going to this soldier for gun training. And he essentially ended up training his whole body for I think it was 5 months. It was a nice little story, honestly. I was actually surprised how much it affected me. It was actually a really good story. Yet again, some writers are able to show that even if you give a character 0 lines, they can still be a good character. Sometimes a character that doesn't speak is a better character than one that does speak. Anyway, I think we can just get into episode 10. Alright, here we go. Jaeger House.
Have a ball.
Wait a second, where's the cherry?
Huh?
It's not a Manhattan without the cherry.
Yeah, my mistake.
I'll let it slide.
Wait.
This time.
Do they just have a cabinet full of cherries or something? God damn
Business
it.
always goes well when I'm sucking
Stop
on
sucking
one
on
of
it.
these. A lucky
Wow.
charm
I was just gonna say, stop sucking on it.
is a lucky charm.
The Springer Estate. Chapter 10, A Past Erased.
Come to Papa. I just hope there's still something of value worth taking. Well.
This guy's a
Look
thief,
at
eh?
What we've got here. It's a 5-finger free-for-all. Wonder if there's anything valuable enough for a connoisseur like Otto Heckel. You never know what's gonna happen. First
So this
you're a
was-
shoo-in candidate for governor. Next thing
So this was this the original murder of the parents?
you and your wife get shot. Well, down to
Yeah.
business.
When Johan killed the...
I'm
Aunt and
guessing
uncle,
this
I
is
think.
where they kept the safe.
Because I don't think those were the parents. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken, but I think those were their aunt and uncle or something.
Why am I getting the chills? This is creepy as hell. I've never felt anything like this.
What are you feeling? Their chakra or something?
Could somebody be in there?
What are you feeling? What is this,
As
bleach?
if. What am I so scared about? It ain't like me to be a chicken.
Don't move. Put your hands behind your head.
All right. Give me a break on this one, officer. I haven't taken anything yet, I promise.
I'm not a cop.
No? So you're robbing the place too, huh? Well, in that case, why don't you just put that thing away and we'll have ourselves a
Hands
little
behind
chat.
your head now.
Jeez, what's with this guy? He's a bigger Boy Scout than the friggin' cops. You gotta be kidding me! Thanks for nothing, buddy! I'm out of here! Don't follow me! Someone like you just gets in the way! You'll slow me down! Damn it all! I told you to stop following me! Damn, today just ain't my day!
God, I'm not gonna lie, this guy's kind of annoying. It is what it is, yeah.
You're the doctor wanted for questioning in connection with Councilman Springer's murder.
You.
Okay. Good. I got my answer to the question I had last episode. He's in the paper, and he's essentially considered to be the murderer by a lot of people. But he's just wanted for questioning.
I am, but I got something called morals. I don't go around killing people.
You wouldn't know anything about the murders that
Wait, so I think it's just a kind of a thing to look past, but who called the cops here?
I told you to stop following me!
Like, I don't think the thief called the cops. And somehow I don't think Tenma called the cops because he also ran away. So who called the cops? Maybe someone saw?
You wouldn't know anything about the murders that happened in that house, would you?
No idea, so get out of my face, will ya? Later. Hey, doctor. You're some sort of top-notch surgeon, aren't you? My brilliant brain just came up with a fantastic idea. Do you think that people meet by chance, Doctor? They don't. Believe me, I know. I believe in fate. I think people meet for a reason.
God, this guy's
And my gut
annoying.
tells me you and I were destined to become partners.
Like, yeah, I mean, you see characters like this all the time in all kinds of stories, but they're always so annoying to me. They've always been so annoying because they're the types of characters that always, like, you know, they're kind of a douchebag and you cannot trust a word that they're saying. Constantly talking and manipulating little douchebag who always has some sort of alternate agenda. You know, like, they never tell you what their plan is, but they always kind of baked you with something that they know. You know, I know something about this, you know, how about you help me out with this little thing, You're good at this, yeah. So I have this little thing that I need help with, you know, and I think someone of your caliber could definitely help me out with this with your skills, blah, 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 blah. They constantly talk, and they just never shut up, but they bait you with something that you're interested in.
Call me crazy, but I think a lot of folks in the underground community need someone like you. You know, guys who need to hide out so they can't go to regular doctors for help. Listen, you leave the management to old Heckle here.
No.
I'll make you the world's best underground doctor in no time. I'm telling you, Doc, you're gonna make a lot of money. You'll be a millionaire before you know it.
There's something I have to do, and it can't wait.
Well, I'd hold my horses if I were you. You want to know about the murders in that house, don't you?
Oh my god, here it is. See? You see, there it is. There it fucking is. If I was Tenma, and obviously I'm not, but like, I've seen this thing that they're doing. I've seen this many times before. And the best thing to do here is just to ignore this guy. Because this guy clearly doesn't know shit about this fucking murder. He knows that he might find some information if he looks around, but he clearly has no important information. And it's pretty obvious. But he's baiting, right? He sees that this guy has something that he wants. I can use this guy, so I need some sort of leverage. He wants to know about, he asked me about what I know about the murders in that house. I can use that. I'm gonna get him to help me with some sort of thieving business idea. Meanwhile, I'll look up some basic knowledge about the house and the murder, and then maybe I can, like, find some little information that he might be interested in. In other words, this guy doesn't know shit.
Well, I guess he'd like to hear that I saw the killer, am I right?
What did you say?
You see?
Are you telling me the truth?
You want to know?
What did he look like? I need to know. Was the killer blonde and about 20 years of age?
What are you on about?
Never mind, you just tell me about who you saw there.
Team up with me and I'd be happy
see?
to, Doc.
I'd be like, fuck you. I'm literally gonna shoot you if you don't tell me right now. You don't work for information. Okay? Never, ever work for information. Especially if it's like having to do with criminals. Like, you never work for information. But I'm guessing because Tenma is so desperate and naive, he ends up doing it.
He's
Which
on the third floor.
is like...
So how did you come to know all of this anyway?
I spent a month checking out the councilman's house, casing the joint. I do my work. Just when I'm ready to make a move, the killer beats me to it. 15 minutes later, I
Oh
look
wait, hang on.
at the councilman's house, casing the joint. I do my homework. Just when I'm ready to make a move, the killer beats me to it. 15 minutes later, I look in the window and they're dead. Worm food. And well, I figured I might be able to blackmail the murderer, so I followed him here. This is all you really need to prove your innocence, Doc. Know what I'm saying? All you have to do is call the police and tell them. After
No.
that, we should go somewhere. Sit down, relax, talk over a drink about our
Yeah,
future together.
so, like, I don't think it's this easy. Not to mention, I don't think Johan would be that careless.
As partners. Hey!
Either this guy is lying,
Stop!
or
What are you doing?
it's someone
What do
else.
you want to talk to him for? What, did you miss the part where he murders people? Man, what is he thinking looking for trouble like that? I'm out of here. However, a cash cow like him is a rare opportunity. Damn, I usually make it a rule not to stick my neck out, but...
The best way to deal with a liar is to lie. So if I was Tenma, I would say, yeah, I'm gonna help you. You tell me what you know first, and then I'll help you. And if they're like, oh no, I'll tell you what I know after you help me, I'd be like, look, you want my services or not? You're gonna have to pay me up front with your information. And if they don't, then I'm like, nope. I mean, you know, you don't want my services, then you don't want my services. Because you have the leverage. You have the skills of a doctor, right? They want your services for their information. Just like artists, for instance, you know, most of the time you're paying up front. Once he tells you what you need to know, then you'd be like, oh, thanks for the information. Bye now. That's how you deal with liars and thieves. Yeah, that's not the same guy, obviously.
Hey.
Or maybe he's working for Johan, I don't know.
Another hot afternoon, isn't it?
I'm actually looking for someone.
Hey, Doc! You alive in there? Doctor? What are you doing? He's got a gun, dummy!
This is important, so I need you to listen. Did someone ask you to use that gun? Tell me, was it a man?
Was it a man? It was. One day this young man came up to me at a local bar.
And was he about 20 years old with blonde hair?
Huh?
He was, and he had a big, bright, beautiful smile. Called himself Eric.
So he's going by Eric now.
We met a few times and we eventually became very close friends. He invited me
Sure,
over to the
bro.
place where he was staying. It was the estate of Councilman Springer.
Did he live in that mansion until recently?
Yes, he did, for a year in fact. He said they took good care of him. He was like a son to them. However, there was something I couldn't forgive them for.
Huh?
There was a beautiful area on their property, a bed of sunflowers in their yard. But one day the councilman cleared it all up in order to build a bigger driveway. So when I mentioned to my young friend that I thought it was awful, I was delighted to discover he agreed.
Wait, are you saying you actually killed them because of some flowers?
Hardly. There was more to it. He also told me Councilman Springer had a mistress. That's when my friend looked at me and said, I've decided I no longer wish to live with or be a member of the Springer household. From now on, I'm not a part of that family anymore.
I'm a little bit confused here. I thought the house that they were in earlier was the original house where the original couple was killed. But I think it wasn't, actually. I just kind of automatically thought that for some reason, but it makes more sense because we heard of another couple being killed, and then Tenma was heading to that area to investigate, right? And I think that was the house.
Then he proceeded to request of me that I erase the family.
So Johan's basically like
mistress is so inexcusable.
manipulating people to get them to kill people.
My mother was someone's mistress too. She was a kept woman, you know.
Listen, don't think about all that stuff. By the way, do you know where the safe is in that house?
I believe on the second floor in the library.
All right then. Doctor, you probably shouldn't stick around here.
You can erase your past, did you know that?
Sorry, I don't agree with that at all. You may try to forget, but no one can simply erase their past like that.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Huh?
I wonder why I thought that. It doesn't make any sense to me now. Why did I think I could erase the past by pulling the trigger? Looking back, I wonder why I listened to him and did what he asked me. I think you should go now. Our talk is over. I have nothing more to say. Oh, that's right. Your name is Dr. Tenma, isn't it? He left a message behind for you. Do make sure you take a good look at it. You'll find it in the councilman's library. He predicted that you would come here, and he was correct about that. Eric also mentioned to me, your fate has already been decided for you. So has mine.
Doctor! I told you, didn't I? Did you actually shoot this guy? Oh, suicide, I gotcha. What the hell?
Very interesting. It definitely seems like Johan is predicting things. Seems like Tenma's kind of playing into Johan's hands in a way. I don't think he's exactly influencing what Tenma does. It's just that he knows that Tenma is looking for him, and I guess in a way keeping tabs on him and kind of leaving breadcrumbs for him to follow. I mean, it's not hard to predict. If you know that someone is looking for you, kill someone in your MO, very obviously, and you can kind of guess that they're going to go and investigate that crime scene. It probably didn't even need to be the thief that tells them about this guy. It might have just been... There might have been some extra information at the crime scene to, like, push Tenma to find this guy. And then eventually, you know, the guy tells him of the message and then kills himself. And then, you know, it's not that difficult to predict that. But, you know, unfortunately, Johan is a few steps ahead of Tenma at this point. This whole scene, I guess, this whole scenario reminds me of, if any of you have ever seen The Mentalist, the serial killer Red John. It ends up being kind of like a Sherlock Moriarty kind of thing, where the protagonist is chasing the serial killer, and the serial killer is kind of killing and then leaving messages for the protagonist, and like that kind of thing.
Everything's over when you're dead. It makes no sense. Hey, Doc, there's nothing like living, am I right?
You know, I think I actually agree with you for a change.
Hey, what exactly do you mean for a change? Anyway, so you're after this killer named Johan or whatever? I don't get it. I really don't know why you'd do that. Hey, why don't you forget about this nonsense and team up with me?
Jesus Christ, this
Oh,
guy
by the
never
way,
shuts
I
up.
don't know why, but when I tried to open the door to this room before, it kind of gave me the creeps.
Huh? Huh?
What the?
Also, why is it so loud? Yeah, whatever. What?
What's the matter? You're shaking like a leaf, Doc.
Oh.
Look at me. Look at me. The monster inside me is getting bigger. Johan, this is all just a game to you, isn't it?
Oh, come on, wait! Listen to me! Hey, Doc, I'm talking to you! Oh, for crying out loud! I've got some really good news to tell you. You're gonna thank me for this. You'll keep your promise and team up with me, right?
I never said
No.
I'd team up with you.
Hey! I just thought you might need some money to run from the cops, but I guess I was wrong.
See? Oh, what the fuck? But I was gonna say, like, see how there's always that fucking extra thing that fucking little shit talker says at the end. Is like, oh, I thought you might have wanted this thing that you wanted, but you know, if you don't want it, I mean, you can go. If you don't want it, you know, if you don't want $1 million, then I mean, you can go. They always get that last sentence in where it's like, oh, I guess you don't want that one thing that you really want. I mean, I guess I'll just go my own way here. I mean, they're so annoying, you know, because they try to convince you to join them and join them and join them. And then when you say no, 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 then at the very end, they're like, okay, I'll pull out my little trump card that I have. They're so annoying. I hate that kind of character. Honestly,
Car.
I'm hoping Tenma, like, takes care of them. And I don't mean kill them. I mean, like, disarm this guy and then tell him to piss off.
This is our first client. The nice man will escort you to your patient, Doc. I'll hang on to your things for now. If you want them back, you'd better do your job, get paid the rest, and meet up with me at Frank's Tavern on Graston Street.
Unfortunate.
Now get out there and earn your keep. Now that's what I call a profitable business. Since I already got an advance, I suppose it's time to go and have a drink.
I am wondering
Counselor,
what's
I brought back a doctor for you.
what's Tenma's plan here. It's like I don't believe that this is the same Tenma that we've come to know. Okay, I mean, you look at his face, and he's confident. There's full on confidence. He's not panicking. You know, he's a little dead inside.
Hurry. Please stop the bleeding.
Did you get hit by a shotgun?
Yeah. Hey, the doctor is empty-handed. Did you get the surgical equipment? No, it was too dangerous in the city. I couldn't get that far.
I couldn't operate on you here even if I had the proper equipment. He needs to be taken to a fully equipped hospital.
I already would have done that if I'd been able to. Save him already!
About how long ago was he wounded?
Can the questions, Doctor.
"4 hours ago, huh? Were you involved in the terrorist attack this morning?
And what does it matter if we were?
I won't do it.
What the hell'd you say?
I'm not helping people who took others' lives indiscriminately.
You shut your mouth! Do you realize the situation you're in right now? Either you help him or you die! Calm down, Carl.
You realize what this is? You help him or you die. This guy is part of your security detail, and you're like a terrorist. I would shoot this guy myself if I was his boss. If I was a fucking criminal underworld boss or a terrorist boss, I would shoot him. He's a massive liability. Like, anyone in my fucking employ who would act like this, let their emotions get the better of them, or like start fucking yelling like this, I would immediately let go. Better yet, if I'm a terrorist, I would kill them because they're a loose end. I'm just saying, like, maybe shouting is like some sort of intimidation tactic, but like, I'm sorry, but like, silent intimidation is much more intimidating.
You help him or you die!
Calm down, Carl. Listen, Doctor, our friends will be coming to help us soon, so it's simple. All you need to do is stop the bleeding to buy me some time.
What the hell do you think you're doing? Do you want to die?
I already told you to calm down.
Yeah, but... Counselor!
No, you listen to me very carefully. My life is in this doctor's hands right now. If I die, then you can shoot him.
I mean, I think Tenma has had enough of saving people who are going to kill more people.
So you gotta pay back the 250,000 marks we lent you. Simple as that, Otto Heckle.
But Mr. Glaus, I want to pay you back, sir.
You know, I'm really hoping that this guy, this fucking thief guy, doesn't become like a permanent character. I'm really hoping that this doesn't happen. I really don't like his character. I hate characters like this. They're so annoying. So I'm really hoping that he's not gonna stick around. I'm really hoping that he's not gonna be that wannabe character who's like the thief but with the heart of gold. It's like, please don't. So yeah, I'm really hoping that he doesn't stick around.
Offering 300,000 marks for any information leading to the arrest of the terrorists.
Wait a minute, it's them.
Huh?
I can pay you back that money. I know where those guys are. I really do. And that'll take care of what I owe you.
This had better be the truth. Otherwise, I'm gonna break your scrawny neck.
God, I hope this guy...
That's right, if
Honestly, I
you
hope this guy dies a horrible death.
You called me a murderer who goes around killing people indiscriminately. Well, you're wrong, Doctor. What I did had meaning. There was a good reason for what I did.
Hang on. Just hang on. Our friends will be here soon.
They won't come. I have a feeling that our friends won't be joining us.
Stop the bleeding! Now, Doctor! Hurry or I'll shoot you! I'll do it!
I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
Are you afraid? Are you afraid of dying? Well, now you know what they all felt like. The 12 people you killed, that's how they died. This is what they went through. Now do you know what it means to kill someone? Get scissors and disinfectant. Is that too much to ask?
Unfortunately, the thing with Tenma is at the end of the day, he's still a good person. And at the end of the day, he's still a doctor. And at the end of the day, he cannot just let someone die when he could save them. I mean, it's the classic, right? Ultimately, that's the way of a doctor. It doesn't matter what they've done, who they are, you save them anyway. I mean, that's how our society works most of the time, right? We save the serial killers when they're fatally wounded, and then we put them in prison. We waste medical tools and medical resources on them to heal them, and then we throw them in prison, where we also waste money taking care of them in prison and resources and stuff like that, just to, I don't know, let them live even longer. I think you know where I'm getting with this. I think you understand. I think it's pretty obvious that I support the death penalty. What do they call it? Euthanasia. I support that, and I support, like, if I think some people, you know, are too dangerous to be left alive, as Mace Windu put it, right? Some people are just, you know, I think if you have life in prison, if you get life in prison, you should also get the death penalty. You know, like, what's the point of life in prison? Like, you would think, okay, if there was like a, I don't know, one murder or something, maybe they killed someone and they're gonna spend like half their life in prison, 20, 30 years in prison, right? And, you know, they come out of it and maybe they, you know, will turn their life around because they've spent the last 30 years in prison. But someone who has gone on a fucking killing spree and gets like life in prison, they're never getting out. The only way they get out is if they escape. So why are we like wasting resources on them? You know, like, to me, it just logically doesn't make sense. If I was on a fucking deserted island with a bunch of people, right? And one of them turns out to be like a evil, fucking very dangerous serial killer, I would say we leave them. Or maybe we even kill them, right? We lock them up somewhere and leave them. They will die of hunger, of thirst, and that's it. We don't feed them, we just lock them up. Or if someone wants to, you know, take the blood on their hands, they will kill them for the safety of everyone else, right? But most likely you would trap them somewhere and then just leave them to die. That's what I would do. Like, yes, technically that's murder, but at the end of the day, they're too dangerous to be left alive. And I'm not going to waste resources on them when resources are already hard to come by or very valuable.
Real bleeding's pretty bad. He's in a state of shock.
But then, you know, I'm not Tenma, I'm not a doctor, so.
Blood pressure. I can keep my hand pressed against the wound to stop the bleeding. I'm gonna have to suture the open flesh here. Needle and thread.
We don't have that.
Fine, then a stapler will do.
What? A stapler?
Just go and get it!
Yes, sir! Oh.
Really? Can you really use a stapler like that? I mean, yeah, obviously temporarily, but like still, you know. I guess it works.
All right.
He's the doctor after all.
What do you think you're doing?
I've done what I can. He needs to get to a hospital.
What? A hospital? No! What are you thinking? If you don't put him down right now, I'll kill you!
Pull the trigger if you want. But if you kill me, know this. You're gonna have to carry him to the hospital yourself.
Put me down. Right here. Just save yourself. I just realized I'd seen your face somewhere before. You're the doctor wanted in connection with those serial murders, aren't you? What I did this morning was not an indiscriminate attack.
So you're telling me there were no innocent victims in that shooting?
You're talking about that girl at the newsstand.
You already knew about her then. You knew you shot that girl, didn't you?
Would you even bother?
Because I believe in you. I have faith in your humanity.
You should get going. The police will be here soon.
You hang in there.
You too. You are truly a great doctor.
So, what? He left him in the forest somewhere? Randomly?
What happened to the money?
God, I hope
Hey,
this guy
Doc,
just...
Don't tell me you fixed him and just left without getting paid.
For the Erfurt Station attack were apprehended by police.
Why don't you
earlier
say
this morning.
something? Come on!
The two alleged suspects surrendered to authorities quietly and without incident.
Hey, we ain't operating no charity outfit here, Doc.
Yeah, that was episode 10. Unfortunately, somehow, I'm getting the feeling this fucking little annoying little shit character is gonna stay in the show for a while. God, I hope to God that maybe or maybe the next episode is the last episode that we'll ever see him. I'm just praying. I'm praying to God that they don't make him into some sort of long-lasting, permanent character that becomes friends with Tenma and like, It's just that I've seen characters like this so many times before. I don't like characters like this. It's just a personal preference. I just don't like characters like this. And this guy especially seems to be extra annoying. I'm just hoping they don't keep him around, because I feel like my enjoyment of the show is gonna go downhill with him in the picture a lot. I'm just praying. Because right now, my enjoyment of the show is like at a 9 out of 10, right? Or maybe a high 8, actually. Usually it goes up to like a 9 out of 10 when some very tense stuff is going on, like when Nina and Tenma went back to the house and found the bodies, and then the fake police, and well, not fake police, fake police. That's when it's like 10 out of 10. Like, I love that shit. But like during like normal stuff like this, when not much is going on, like stuff is still going on, but like it's not like as tense, then I'm usually sitting around an 8. Because everything is still well written and like characters are still good. But then you have this guy. This guy. Yeah. Okay. Well, we definitely learned some more about Johan, which is that he's kind of jerking Tenma around, leaving messages. I mean, the classic, great, very smart serial killer toying with the person chasing him, right? And he said that Tenma's fate has already been decided, which is, or something along those lines, which is very interesting. I'm guessing Johan has already kind of come up with some sort of ending for Tenma here. I kind of wish I knew what this said. I think Tenma said something or read what this said to some degree, but like, Dr. Tenma, something. I don't speak German, by the way. The monster inside me is something getting bigger, probably.
Look at me. Look at me.
Yeah, look at me. The monster inside me is getting bigger or something. This guy, I just don't like this guy. There's some like thief characters that have like heart of gold and that I actually like, but he is not one of them. I mean, look at what he's done so far. Leading Tenma on with information constantly. He probably has no idea what he's talking about, constantly just speaking bullshit and manipulating. And then, without even... Tenma didn't agree or anything, but he already called these guys, set up a exchange for Tenma's services without talking to him, and then he got taken away at gunpoint. Meanwhile, he takes all his shit, takes the advanced payment, and then goes drinking. It's like, dude, this is not your friend. This is a fucking douchebag who you need to either kill or get away from. But yeah, I mean, The rest of the episode was, again, seemingly very episodic in a way. We're still slowly kind of going towards Johan, I feel like. I think this episode definitely showed at the end of the day, Tenma is still a doctor and is willing to kind of still save those whose humanity he still believes in, as he said. That was episode 10 of The Monster. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in episode 11 next time.